what's up? Red Panda Anthem. Red Panda, what's good? Red Panda Anthem. It's your boy.
Jen, what we got?
All right, Ed Mills, we are coming to you. Unmute yourself. Hopefully he's not on fridge break.
Oh.
Please don't be at the fridge. Don't be at the fridge. Well, what happened to the effects? We forgot.
Yo, don't give it away. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
The board
Let's
is
go to
loaded.
Maria. Unmute yourself.
Good evening, everybody.
How you doing, Maria?
Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm so excited to hear from you guys. Josh, thank you so much for all the information. Thank you, EYL. I started listening to you guys in September and I joined in October, and then I joined Red Panda in December.
Appreciate you.
Welcome.
So here's my thing. 40% of my paycheck goes into my 401k, my Roth IRA, and my IRA, and a few other investments I have. And I have 2 children that are in their first and second year of college. My goal is to get them out debt-free, which I've got one that has no debt whatsoever, and the other one
That's
has
amazing.
either. So that's one of my goals. My other goal is to have 15 million by the time I retire. So here's my question.
I love
I've got a bonus of 10K coming up at the end of January. I'm looking to hold, instead of putting that directly into my 401k, which is my normal practice, I'm looking to hold for the pullback that you guys are saying is going to be the quantitative easing in April. Do I put it all in? Because I hate when I get hit with the taxes because I'm not at the tax bracket where it's going to be helpful.
Yeah.
And they're going to take half my money, and I'm also in a year of no spending, which I've been in about 10 years of no spending unless absolutely necessary, which my children laugh at me for.
I love it.
So that is my question is, do I just take the bonus or do I invest it? And I'm also buying every single month using Ian's picks and listening to Market Mondays and using every pick you guys give me.
Josh, let's stroll her through that beautiful office and she sits down and tell you this. What do you tell her to do?
And I have
I would not be trying to time the market personally. I would say max out the 401k, and especially if the is an employee match, it's really important that you take advantage of free money.
I've got 17% in, and they only match at 3.
Okay, so you're doing great. I'm not going to tell you there won't be a correction. I actually think there will be. But what if I'm wrong? Like, what if the next 20% is higher? Last year, stocks went up 30%. 2017, stocks went up 30%. 2019, stocks went up 30%. Like, if I tell you, sit there and wait for like this correction, and then it happens, but you're not paying attention because you're on vacation, or it never happens, then what? Right? Listen, I'm trying to make. I guess what I'm trying to do
Josh
is like
mitigating risk and telling you not to stay out of
the
the
less
market.
decisions you force yourself to make. This is like
Stress this, please.
This is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
The less you want to autopilot everything, the less manual mental decisions like you have to force yourself to make throughout the course of the year with money, the better. So you decide on your strategy in advance and then execute on that strategy. Like if you put yourself in a position where every day you have to decide, am I a bull or a bear? It's terrible. It's a terrible way to live your life. If you buy stocks where you're like, I don't really like this company, I'm in it for a trade. Well, then all day that thing is on your mind when you should be focusing on accumulating more wealth. You got money at risk and you're like forcing yourself to make another decision. So like, think about it. If you have to make 1,000 decisions a year, how many of those could be good? Even if half are good, that's 500 poor decisions. What if you could make like 5 decisions the whole year? You could really focus on getting those right. So I'm an automate guy. Like I'm a life hack guy. So I don't make those decisions. I know what my plan is in advance and I just execute that plan. So that would be my advice. It may not be right for you. That's what works for me.
That's the honest answer. And I told everyone that's in Red Panda, the number one reason why people end up losing their money after is not because of literacy, it's because it's not enough automation tools in place to keep that empire or ecosystem or estate plan running after the fact. I'm going to beg you guys, as you said, because I've been saying it. You should never have to think about your investing at all. It should be all automated, robotic, where you don't even think about it. And then it's a great sign to know those who panic are usually manually executing all of their
Yeah,
trades
that's
and
big.
or long-term investing. The panic is a way. So you can't tell me, oh, I love Elon's auto brake system, but I want to manually enter all of my trades.
Mhm.
It makes no sense. But tell me which ones you're looking at, and I can give you a couple prices and where to go. But yes, please keep your money in the market. But which ones are you looking at?
Oh, I'm waiting for prices to come out tonight for Red Panda, but
Oh, you're good.
I've got Apple. I mean, I've got everything you guys have been telling me to get. I've got to dump some that I unfortunately was messing around looking at and doing exactly what you guys said not to do last week on Market Monday. But that was months ago. And I'm waiting to dump them for them to come back close to the price so I don't lose.
Which ones are you in that are not performing well?
DNN.
DMN, Daniel Michael.
No,
Nancy?
DNN. Dog Nancy.
Okay.
DNN.
Yeah.
If JC was on Josh, he wouldn't be happy. He would be telling you what the Fibonacci spiral is going to do.
What is that? I never heard of it. What's DNN?
Hold on.
Denson Mines Corporation.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Is it like metal? It's metals.
Yes.
Yeah. Canadian uranium exploration company.
Yeah. I mean, the high for was 214 instead of at 143 right now. You shouldn't be bleeding too bad, but I would say anything that's less than. Well, Josh, what would you say if a stock is less than $8? Is it fair to say that we shouldn't invest in it long term unless you're getting like on a ground floor?
Well, it's tough. I mean, it's tough. Stocks under 10, institutions won't really buy them unless it's like a very special situation, like when General Electric dipped under 10. But
they IPO'd in 2009, so they've been.
When you don't have institutional ownership in a stock, you immediately have more volatility and less liquidity.
Yeah,
you know for a fact, like So if you know, so when you go on, like, you look at 13Fs and you try to find a stock, and you look at a stock and it's like 20% institutionally owned, that means 80% of the stock is in really poor hands. It's in the hands of individuals, and individuals do things for irrational reasons. And so you already know. You already know that there's going to be amped up volatility and lower liquidity. So stocks under 10 tend to have much less sponsorship by institutions. And I think you want to make your life easier. It's not that they can't work. It's that you're just like adding an extra obstacle in your life that you don't really always need to do that.
Like driving with 3 tires instead of 4. You can get there, but that's going to be a hell of a lot tougher road.
That's a good way to put it. So let's look at this. There are only 2 institutions that have this stock in their top 10 holdings. There are 130 funds that own this stock, and hang on, 25% of this company's shares are held by institutions. So that means 75% of the shares outstanding in this float are being held by lunatics who are not governed by like reason and logic.
Don't have diamond hands. They're gonna hold for 3 days.
Well, they're not even trading on news. They're like trading on like emotion. So it's not that the stock can't work. It's just that it's going to be erratic, like the period of time that you're in it. So that's, for me, institutional ownership under 50% is a red flag.
Yeah,
there you have it.
Real quick, speaking of
Thank
institutional investing. Thank you, Maria. But real quick, just our earnings report. A couple of companies, obviously, that we talked about. One of my favorites will be reporting this week. So Thursday, we got TSM and we got Delta. And then the banks start reporting Friday. And I know a lot more will be reporting next week. So Friday, we got Citi, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, and we got BlackRock. BlackRock is one of those, like when you see them investing in a company, usually in tech, you got
market maker.
Yeah. So that's our earnings report really quickly.
Josh, great show, brother. Before we leave, I got to ask you a question related to NFTs and hip hop. One of the greatest rappers of all time, my favorite rapper of all time, Nas. He actually has an NFT project that's dropping tomorrow. I don't know if you heard about it, but he's allowing fans to buy royalty ownership in 2 of his songs through a website called Royal, right?
Okay.
And it's through NFTs. So, and then after that, Meek Mill said that you're only going to be able to hear his new mixtape if you have an Ether address, alluding to that his NFT is going to be, his mixtape is going to be an NFT project as well.
Smart.
How you feel about these NFTs and music? Like I said, I know you're a big music fan. How do you feel about?
Yeah. So I think if you think about them like fan club membership, then they make sense. And like even if you go back to the Beatles in the 60s, the original musical act to come up with the idea of a fan club and have people pay dues to get notifications on where they're touring, when the new record's coming out. Here's a picture of Ringo scuba diving, whatever. Like, that is a very old concept. And then the fact that it's an NFT versus like something physical, I think that's just a nod to like the world we live in. Kids spend more time on the web than off. So I don't have like a problem with it. I just wouldn't buy it because you think it's going to appreciate in value, because it's not. Most of this stuff is going to go to zero. But if you're a fan, who cares? You want it because you want it, because you're right. So I don't know what Nas song you're getting royalties in. Don't tell me the song with Puff, because I don't want that.
Nah, Hate Me Now's a
Hand Me Now, a classic. We're not gonna do that. Yo, we're not gonna do that. Yo, I got hella pineapple juice. Don't do that.
You say you don't want royalties and hate.
Listen, I've been calm the entire show. We're not gonna do that.
Ian has picked up his microphone. Josh, that is one of the songs you actually what royalties in? It's actually Ultra Black, which is on King's Disease.
That's a joint. What'd you think of the new songs like Wave Gods and all the stuff they put out this week? I loved it.
I listen to Wave Gods every day.
So good.
It's interesting because the ASAP Rocky collaboration was
the verse grown on you?
No, it's not that his verse is growing on me. I just really like the song. And I like the beat. I like the Primo, influence. On. So
yeah.
I liked ASAP's verse. You know what he was doing? He was trying to sound like a 90s rapper.
The 90s, yeah. Backpack
Yeah.
90s flow, yeah.
I think that
so like he was switching it up like in deference to the god, right? Like I felt like that was appropriate. My favorite of like the recent Nas stuff was EPMD 2. And
Eminem.
like Eminem goes crazy, Nas goes crazy, like
crazy, yeah,
just crazy. What's the song on the new one I like though? What's track 2? I think that's the best.
Meet Joe Black.
Meet Joe Black is crazy.
Joe Black's hard, yeah.
That's hard, and there's a lot of business stuff in there.
Yeah,
no, a lot.
Another guy we need to have sitting in.
You guys haven't had you guys haven't had Nas yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Oh, it has to.
I sense it. I sense it. It's gotta happen. Of course.
Josh, it's been a pleasure. How can the people follow you on Instagram? Are you on Twitter or are you not on Twitter anymore?
He's off Twitter.
I have to put out one tweet a month for the algorithm.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? so like I'll put out like what I had for lunch or something. Okay. So don't follow me there. Follow me IG at Downtown Josh Brown. Follow me on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube audience. So we're the Compound RWM.
One of my favorite shows.
YouTube.com/the Compound RWM. We put a ton of effort and time into trying to do good video content. And we've been inspired like in a huge way by you guys. Obviously, you know that. Because we were watching you and we were just saying, like, look at the rate at which these guys have built community and look at the substantive conversations they're having. So we've learned a lot from the whole EYL phenomenon. But so that's what we're doing on YouTube. And then the podcasts. Like we've got, I think, 3 very high quality podcasts. My partner Barry does Masters in Business, which is through Bloomberg.
Great show. Yeah.
He has like Ray Dalio. He has huge.
Yeah.
I think this week is Ray Dalio. Huge guests. My podcast is The Compound and Friends, which we're gonna get Ian on there. I hope this year.
Last episode
have you guys.
Last episode was incredible. If you haven't checked out the last episode,
it's
CEO of TradingView, correct?
Yeah.
Pierce, not the CEO, but trading. He's a TradingView guy.
Exactly.
We have some great guests coming up on the Compound and Friends. A lot of really deep thinkers, a lot of really great asset management people, and then Animal Spirits is Michael and Ben.
Yeah.
So those are our 3 pods, and we put a ton of time and effort. So if you want more, that's where you can find us.
Josh, you are my guy. Let me squeeze in one more question before we wrap up. What's your favorite research tool on Y charts?
I do screen. I use Y charts mostly for screens. So I'm trying to find out where the strength is in the market.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for like S&P 500 stocks that pay a dividend and are within 3% of an all-time high. And that'll give me a universe of like 30 stocks instead of 500.
Yeah.
And that's where I would find something like an A.O. Smith from, for example. Like,
okay.
and it would never occur to me. Like, nobody's talking about this stock, right? So I highly recommend people learn how to use screeners, and the screening tool on YChart's pretty good.
Guys,
Perfect.
before we go, I want to shout out Professor Lawrence Eggleston, who texted me and said he'll be mentoring the 16-year-old that called in and spoke with his father. He started investing when he was 16, so we're going to set that up. So shout out.
Dope. Lawrence for the win again, man. Shout out to Lawrence.
Dope. Josh, it's been an honor, my brother. I will talk to you offline, but thank you for always looking out for us anytime we ask you to do something. It's always an honor and a pleasure every time that we connect. Great content, so much information. So
thank you guys for letting me be part of the show tonight. Really appreciate it.
What day are you back on CNBC?
I'll be on tomorrow at 12 o'clock on the halftime report. Tearing it up.
Miss you today, man.
Check that out also, everybody.
Yeah.
All right, Josh.
All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate you.
Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Pleasure.
All right,
bro.
All right.
Shout out to Josh, man. Great guy.
So when I be grabbing my mic and going crazy, Ian needs to calm down. When I took peers, it's about respecting the peers and those who are. You guys heard what he have under management. And please write that down. The tip about being silent and going away. That's where all the money is. I'm telling you.
Stay low, keep firing. So that. Hey, man, while we're here, this episode of Market Mondays is brought to you by Ally, a leading digital financial service company with passionate customer service, innovative financial solutions, and are relentlessly focused on doing it right for both customers and our communities. Get with Ally to make the most of your money so you can save, invest, and spend on the things that matter you most. For everything we need, we're all better off with an Ally. Shout out to them.
Shout out to Ally, man. Good people.
That's amazing.
Good company for sure.
Watch this episode 5 times. There's so much that you missed out. I don't want you to come back in 6 months and be like, yo, I can't believe I missed it. I am telling you, Josh is one of the people, even before I began doing a podcast, that I liked, respected, admired. Barry, the entire team. We got to get JC on too. I think JC would be dope to do some charting with.
Yeah.
So, it'll be dope.
Josh.
Yeah, shout out to our good friends at CNBC. We got a couple people over there. Shout out to them.
Shout out to CNBC for sure. And make sure you subscribe to Market Mondays on podcast outlets, on specifically Apple. Subscribe to Market Mondays, give it a 5-star rating, and leave a comment. Leave a comment, 5-star rating, and subscribe.
And tell a friend to do the same.
Yes.
Yeah, new listeners are always great for analytics.
Very important. Very.
Get the whole family signed up. Family, friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, y'all little side pieces. Have everybody sign up and watch. We're doing financial freedom for everybody.
It's free.
It's the freest investment you can make.
Yeah, sure. Great episode. Tomorrow, Earn Your Leisure. We are back. Our 3rd year anniversary, Miss Business. We're going to talk about how to start a business, every single thing you need to know about starting a business, how to run a business, all of the tricks of the trade, how to put together a complete business plan. So that's a big episode for us, being our 3rd year anniversary, our first guest ever. So make sure you check that out. Make sure, like you said, watch this episode a few times. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We appreciate you guys. 9,000 people on the night of national. On the night of a national championship game is not easy to do. So,
shout out to the earners, man. We had 1,000 earners in Zoom tonight, man. That was crazy.
Yeah.
You got a new notepad?
No, it's the same.
Oh,
same thing.
Like you got more paper now.
Yep. So shout out.
Well, when that notepad out, boys. Legendary. Well, congrats on the 3 years. Like, is there one key lesson besides consistency that you want to share to celebrate the 3 years that you guys have been doing it? Because I feel like y'all been doing it 10.
Yeah, for sure. Consistency is definitely the key, but also reinventing yourself and never becoming satisfied and always pushing the envelope. I think Market Mondays is a perfect example of that. I mean, we could have just been happy with having Earn Your Leisure, but we wanted to expand and do other things. And Market Mondays came out of that, and now Market Mondays is a hit show. Yeah. And then Assets Over Liabilities is a hit show. So it's like, and then just like switching up content, starting at, 60-second Instagram clips to IGTV, now TikTok. You always, nothing ever stays the same. So, you don't want to become Blockbuster where you just rest on your laurels and become happy with your level of success, because that's when your day is over.
Yeah, I will say that managing ego has been a key to our success, and understanding everybody has a role to play and everybody's great at something, and respecting each other's space and each other's brilliance. Yeah. And not only respecting it, but highlighting it, right? Like there's no.
You do that. Oh, you do all that very well. I was like, you got to write that Troy Joy book.
That's key. So
For
checking
real.
ego. I mean, shout out to my boy Jabari Johnson. He gave me a book, Death of the Ego. It's a powerful book, and it talks about that and just managing it and checking it and being very aware of it. Because when you do that, then you're able to do something really well. And I think we've mastered that, is being able to collaborate with people. So like you said, like Market Mondays is a collaboration, right? When we do stuff with Matt in the real estate space, it's a collaboration. When we talk with Wall Street, it's collaboration. And so we've been able to do that really well because we've checked our ego and said, you know what, we could do this by ourselves each week, but why not highlight the brilliance of our community each week as well? And so that has been one of the keys to success as well. So,
and then the last thing I'll say before we wrap it up is a major key is to have help and to expand on the help. So, you know, everybody, a lot of people just see me and Troy, but a lot of people behind the scenes, you know, shout out to Mike, our partner Mike out in Atlanta. Shout out to Bam.
Mike, Bam, I love y'all.
Yeah, shout
Smalls.
out. Yeah, shout out to Smalls. Shout out to 13th and Create, who
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
curated, you know, our content for the last half a year.
bros.
Shout out to Greenleaf, who have done a lot of engineering work, behind the scenes work for us when we're in New York. Shout out to my sister. Shout out to Danielle. Shout out to Janet. Shout out to MG, the mortgage guy. You know, just a lot of people. Like you see the people in front of the screen.
Yeah.
Me, Troy, Ian. You know, different people like that, where it's like there's always people that you don't necessarily see that have, you know, a part to play as well. So that's a major key.
Shout out to Abdullah.
Oh yeah, Abdullah,
my guy.
Yeah.
You ran my push-ups yet, my guy?
You got to run up on him, man.
This NFT gonna work though. It's gonna work.
I mean, I've known him since he was a young man, and to see what he's become in this space, especially regarding us, it's incredible, man. So his growth has been incredible, and we are very lucky and fortunate to have him a part of this movement, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Magda. She's sick right now. But
Shout out to Magda.
Magda.
Magda, the EYLU team is growing and strong. Shout out to all the earners, man. Shout out to my
all the
dog,
club leaders as well.
Yeah, all the club leaders. Everybody, man.
Shout out to everybody. And then also I
Look
want to
at
say
us.
too, before, because this is probably the longest show in Market Monday's history, but
Keep
also
going. He only 16. Go ahead.
special shout out to Charlemagne too, because we was talking about this yesterday. It's crazy because I think 85 South gave him they gave him Lifetime Achievement Award, and it was crazy. I was on the phone with Troy and 19 Keys yesterday, and I was saying that Charlemagne, in my book, he's definitely like, and we had that Times most influential people 100. He's definitely in the top 100 most influential people in the world, and it's like the way he has a grasp of culture. He become like the hip hop Oprah, and I don't even know if he realizes how much power he actually has. But even for us, you know, working with him and you know, him like, you know, doing different things to actually expand our brand and expand our platform. So that was a random shout out.
He's selfless.
Man. One of the things he said was like, when we on the phone with him, like I remember the first time we had like a group call, he was like, I want y'all to win. So whatever advice y'all need, I'm here to give it to you. And
he really meant that's the
really
crazy
meant
part.
it. Really meant it. So shout out to him, man.
Shout out to the guy. Ian, I'll give you the final word.
I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, please put what was your favorite lesson in chat. And I appreciate you guys for rocking. Don't be afraid of this market. Study. The reason why I kept saying, hey, go dig and find all these other companies and 200 charts. We just talked about it. Go dig, because you're going to have some amazing opportunities there, and you are worthy to be rich, happy, wealthy, free. And if any of you are going through a rough time, let me know, because I know financially things may be good, but on an emotional side, dealing with, you know, COVID since 2020 and being locked down, because we're not supposed to be caged in this way. But if any of you are going through something personally, man, you can always reach out, especially if you're going through any real life stuff, because the last 2 years have been tough. But I appreciate you guys so much for rocking with us and tuning into the show dearly.
Yeah. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, guys.
This that Red Panda anthem. Ian, what's up? This that Red Panda anthem. Red Panda, what's good? Red Panda anthem. Whole clique going up. I know they can't stand it.